Hi, good morning everyone. Let's get started with the next topic for this training session, which is on background jobs in SAP. So we'll cover about few things. First thing is, why do you need background processing? What is a job? What can be performed in the background? What start criteria are there? How are jobs scheduled and monitored? What status can a job have? So these are couple of things we'll be covering in this particular topic. So first thing is, why background jobs are required in SAP. Basically what happens is, using a system parameter called rdisp/max work process runtime, you can control for how long a dialog process can run, so that the end user's program can run in the foreground for that much time. For longer running programs, you don't want them to be run in the foreground because it takes hours and hours. So for that purpose, there are background jobs. Reports that are to run on a regular basis and long running programs, they can be scheduled in SAP system as jobs. Administrator schedules jobs and monitors the system's background processing to ensure that it is running correctly. Okay, so basically here in this figure you can see that the background jobs is like an elephant where it can do heavy lifting, but dialog processes are like horses. They do faster processing times is there for that. Okay, second thing is, we can schedule the background jobs on a periodic or regular intervals as well. So next thing that comes to mind, what is a job? A job is processed by one background job process, and a job consists of a step in a job. Can be an ABAP program. Basically job contains one or many steps. A single step can be a ABAP program, possibly with a variant, an external command, or an external program. Okay, in addition to the planned start time, you can differentiate between 6 other job priorities. That is, class A job with target server group, class A job without target server group, class B job with target server group. Same thing goes on for class B and C jobs as well. Okay, so as we saw, job is consisting of multiple steps, and each step could be a ABAP program, could be an external command, could be an external program, and there are 3 types of jobs. Okay, so same thing we are seeing it here. That is what we can execute in these steps. Okay, so every ABAP program can be scheduled as a step of a job. If the above program has one or more selection screens, you must create the input required there in advance in the form of a variant. A variant makes it possible to run an ABAP program in the background, although the program requires input. The values stored in the variant are then used during the execution of the program. If an ABAP program has a screen output as a result, this is directed to a spool list. Okay, an external command is like a call of predefined script, a command, or a program at operating system level. With external commands, you can mask operating system calls and store them in SAP system under a name. You can also use the SAP authorization concepts to protect the execution of an external command. This enables you to determine which users are allowed to execute which external command. And external program is like you want to run any operating system command. Okay, next thing is about the start criteria for a job. Basically, a job can be triggered at a particular time. We call them as a time dependent job. When a particular event occurs, we call them an event dependent jobs. Okay, here we are seeing how to actually create a job or schedule a job in SAP. So the transaction is SM36. Basically, we can do a general job description, define couple of steps, define the start criteria, and that's it. We can use a job wizard as well. Okay, so that is about the scheduling, and from the monitoring perspective there is a transaction called SM37. We'll log into both of them and see how it works. So let's get connected. Before that, I just want to cover this theory part. Okay, so this is about the job scheduling. You can see that in this particular interface we can find out which job is running at what time, what is the status of a job, how many jobs are running, and all that stuff. Okay, so next thing is about the different status of a job. Here you can see when you schedule a job, it goes into scheduled status. When it is released, it goes into release status. When it is ready to run, it is ready status. Okay, that is the start condition of a release job has been fulfilled. Active, the job is currently being executed and cannot be deleted or changed. If an active job doesn't seems to be running correctly, you can terminate it in a background work process in a debugging mode. Analyze it and then release it again or terminate it. So that is about the different status of a job. Okay, then about the time-based scheduling of jobs. Background jobs can be configured on every instance of the SAP system using the parameter called rdisp/wp_no_bdc. So immediately start basically once or periodically you can schedule them to run. Okay, a day relative to the start or end day of the month. Okay, then is about the standard jobs. There are some jobs in SAP which is basically for cleanup, for maintenance work. They are called the standard jobs. Okay, then event-based jobs. Event-based job, it's like they occur after an event, after a predecessor job, after if an operating mode is switched. So basically we call them as event-based jobs. Okay, next thing is how do we create an event. Here you can see that we can create a definition of an event using CCMS, that is Central Monitoring System. Then it could be a user based event, it could be a system event. Okay, triggering of event, we can have it can happen in these three ways. And at the OS level, basically this is the command which can be used, that is SAP EVT, event equal to the name of the event and name equal to the SID of the system, and we give the message server host name as well. Okay, so that is about the theory part of background job. So let's see what we have learned so far in this particular topic. So first thing that we saw is about the creation of jobs in SAP, which is SM36. Okay, we define the name of the job. Okay, this is the name of the job. Okay, class of the job, there are different classes of the job. Basically here you can see the different class of the job. Say in our case, let's say we select C class job. Status by default is scheduled status unless it is released, and executable target server is, we have just one server, so we can select this as the target server. Okay, then start condition. Okay, before that we need to specify the step, basically what we want this job to do. Okay, so in this job, say for example I want to run this program called SM50, okay, with no variant, and I'll just save it. Okay, so basically it is the name of the SAP program we need to give. So let's give the program name, okay, so we are trying to search a program name with this particular filter. Okay, so let's select one of the programs, say for example flush this particular queue, okay, or realign, or so basically generate update functions. Okay, variant, we'll see whether is there any variant for this program. No, I'll just save this. Okay, now this has been saved. Okay, now I'll go on edit. Okay, so this is being saved. I'll go back and define the start condition for this job. It could be a immediate start, just save it, or we can define this start at a particular time or after a particular date, or we can define after the particular job is finished. Probably we can define after an event is triggered. Okay, so we can pick up from the existing event. Okay, so whenever this event is triggered, we'll just save it. And so basically we have defined the start condition for this job. And now if we go and look for this job on SM37, here we want to see the scheduled jobs, so that we'll see whether this is being shown up or not. Okay, the job is not saved, so basically we have to save that particular job. Okay, so let's go back and see our job. Okay, so what we had done is we had selected a program which will be running. Okay, so this is the program. I'll just save it. Okay, I'll just go back, start condition. Okay, say I want to run it immediately, just execute it. And if I save it, okay, here you can see the job has been saved with the status as released. Okay, I can go to SM37 to see what happened to that job. Okay, here you can see the different statuses of the job. Okay, our program job name was starting with test. So let's see. You can see this job is finished. Okay, if you click on this job, okay, here you can see, if I go back, these are the different filters that is there. We can filter it. Okay, if I just click on this is showing that what happened to the job. Okay, there is no spool defined. If I go to the job log, it is showing what happened to that particular job: started, executed, finished. Okay, so that's what actually I wanted to cover in this particular section. Thanks for joining and have a nice day. Bye bye.